Here we go again. Today, we are back for a much anticipated video. My week of the divisional round NFL predictions. Now, my team does play, so I'm going to try not to be super biased here as much as I can. So without further ado, let's get into it right now with my team playing the Buffalo Bills. Now, you're not going to find many people with as much love for Josh Allen as me. Since he's been in the league, he's been one of my favorite players. Liked him at Wyoming. I really wanted the Broncos to draft him in 2018 when Bradley Chubb went at 5, Allen went at 7. They traded up to get him. And we spent, next 6 years looking for a quarterback, I think, let's say, until we found Bo Nix, obviously. So, the big thing here in Buffalo for their team, on defense especially, their pass defense, top 3, top 4 all year. Now, their run defense, one of the worst units in all of football, bottom 5, with rush yards per game against it. They've really struggled against the run. I know Ed Oliver's been hurt. He's expected to play. But they've really just had an awful year in the front. And even last week we saw the same thing where, ETN, even Bishal Tuden had a lot of success on the ground as well. And that kind of just goes into, part of the reasons why I think the Broncos will win this game. The second, the Bills passing as a whole is just bad. Obviously you got Josh Allen and you've got James Cook, but besides that, on your team, it's weak. It really is. You've got Gabe Davis and Tyler Shavers tear their ACLs last week. Prayers to them. Hope they get better. Hope to see them on the field again. But then you got, Josh Palmer, who's been hurt as well. I don't think he's playing again. But it's, last week, who was their best receiver? Brandon Cooks. Now, Brandon Cooks played with Tom Brady. He played with Tyler Shuck. He played with Josh Allen now. And he's played with Drew Brees. He's not a young man. He's 32. You got Keon Coleman as well. Curtis Samuel is apparently back as well, too. But it's a very weak unit. And the Broncos' pass defense has been so good all year. If they could stop James Cook or slow James Cook down, I think this is the way to beat him. I don't see Allen having a lot of success in the air tomorrow. He's going to have to use his legs, and it's going to be, do they stop James Cook, and do they stop Josh Allen on his legs? Then on the other side, the big thing for the Broncos, now defensively, they don't really have a weakness. Offensively, the run game, definitely the weakness. Obviously, there's a lot of question marks with Bo Nix for people. Who just haven't fully grasped, how the Broncos are as a team. This is a team that plays down to their competition, kind of, and they've really just dominated games where they're expected to win. They lost the Jags game, they got outplayed. The Chargers game, outplayed. The Colts game, they played worse. They probably did. But the big thing in that game, obviously the penalty. But, if you look at the Packers game, the Chiefs game with Mahomes, even the Colts game, Bo Nix shows up in those big games. Even Dallas, one of the best offenses all in football. They drop a 40 bomb. RJ Harvey right in the middle of that with a huge game. Right into my next point, RJ Harvey is the key to win this game. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins, who was top 5 in rushing yards before he got hurt, is out for the season maybe, or till next week. We'll see. But R.J. Harvey's going to have to take on a huge role, or Jaleel McLaughlin, because the way to beat the Bills is through their run defense, like I said before, and one of them is going to have to step up and be huge here in order for the Broncos to win, and I think that's possible. I think the Broncos are just a notch above, especially at home. We haven't had a home game since 2015-16 season, the last year with Peyton Manning, so it's going to be hype, and it's going to be loud. So I'm excited. Hopefully I'm right. Let's move on. the Niners and the Seahawks. I'm like I said before. Now, I thought the Seahawks would lose to the Rams because I did think the Rams were just the best team still. They snuck away with a win against the Rams before, as Devontae Adams was hurt. They choke a game. Once again, that special teams unit for the Rams has actually been horrible all season long. But in this game, I do think the Niners can make it close. I do think they could cover 7. Do they win this game without Kittle, though? If Kittle's there, I think they could do it, and I think I'd say them and predict them to win. I think they're still going to win this game, but I'm iffy. I'm iffier on it because Tonjes has been nice and he's been a good addition this year, but he's no Kittle. Kittle is one of the best tight ends the last 15, 20 years. He's super talented. He's been the cornerstone there on offense for over a decade. So, if I think Pearsall is expected to play. Jawan Jennings is going to have to take a huge role. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey as well. And like I said, Tonjes as well. That defense is still good. Robert Saleh runs a great ship on there. And I just don't. I'm just not putting that trust in Sam Darnold here as much. And I just don't. I think these teams are super close. And I think 7 is a really nice line for 49ers bettors. So, moving on here now to the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. Now, I've been one to give the Pats stick once, twice, many times. Now, they did play pretty impressively on defense last week against a Chargers team who is pretty pathetic offensively because of their offensive line being so bad. Obviously, the run game was barely there as well. I wasn't very impressed by Drake May. He made one great throw to Hunter Henry on the touchdown. Besides that, I didn't think he did very much, and I don't think that's arguable. And I think the Texans, defensively, are just such a good unit. Obviously, the Chargers themselves had a lot of success rushing the passer and stopping the run, especially against Travion Henderson. And I think this is another one where I think they'll be able to do that again here. I think this is too much for Drake May in this one, and I think the Texans are going to win this one outright. And I think they're gonna advance to the AFC Championship for the first time ever. So, moving on to our last game in the Rams, with the Rams and the Bears. Now, the Rams, what an interesting team. They looked like they were going to be the winners. They were dominating every week to week. They were just absolutely outplaying anybody. Then Devontae gets hurt, lose to Carolina, lose the game to the Seahawks, and then even the Falcons. Stuff falls apart. Now, I do like the Bears. I love Ben Johnson. I love Caleb Williams. I really like some of these guys on offense too. Luther Burden, Monangai, Swift I've always loved. Loveland is such a monster. He's going to be such a good tight end the next couple of years. I just think this is where it ends. It's been such a great year, and I just don't think they have it to beat the Rams offensively. Could they do another comeback here? Maybe, but I just think the Rams are still set up so well to win these games. Kyron, Corum, Devontae, Puka, Terrence Ferguson at tight end's been really good too. Obviously, Higbee's back. Parkinson's been playing as well. He had a very good catch last week too, and obviously the winning touchdown. I just think this is just where it ends for the Bears. They're a very good team, but they're not that level to get to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game, and I think that's it. That's all my picks. There's only 4 games. So, like I said, Broncos, 49ers, Texans, and the Rams. And I'll see y'all tomorrow and soon. And I hope that I'm right.